It's that time of the year. Writing resolutions or making fun of the people who do, getting melancholic or hopeful. This year I wanted to do something different. Instead of planning what I want 2023 to bring, I decided to first look at who I no longer want to be. I'm throwing away the old to create space for the new. Habits decluttering. I took a pen and a paper, exercised my counting skills from 1 to 23, and then, immediately after I thought I'm gonna find it hard to write 23 habits to let go of, the ideas kept pouring so fast and cursive that I had the impression I kinda want to let all of me behind in 2022. So, without further ado, here's my list. Shushing my body. For a full decade in my life, I followed diet after diet. I think I've tried them all. Dukan, keto, counting calories, mixing rules, strict hours, 1 meal a day, no meal for 7 days, soup diet, and so on. During the last few years though, hopefully, I've bettered my relationship with food. I for once don't feel like buying junk food anymore, and it's been maybe 5 years since I've last had a binging episode. But there's a strong disconnection that still exists between me and my own body. I don't give her sleep at the hour that would fit her best. I often don't eat what she would prefer, and nor do I move my body as much as she would like to be moved. I do not listen to her needs. I want to change this. Saying sorry instead of thank you. Starting with 2023, I want to stop starting or ending sentences with sorry. Apologizing for daring to do something I want or for simply being myself. Instead of saying, sorry for being late, I would say, thank you for waiting for me. That's not to say that I'll be more entitled, but that I will stop feeling less for any small mistake I make and instead start feeling grateful for the grace I'm being offered. Traveling just for the sake of traveling. I think I've traveled more than the average person. I even created an Instagram travel page at one moment. Sometimes I travel because of the excitement of getting to new places, and other times because of the desire to just leave home. There's a big difference between these two situations, between going towards something and running from something. It's excitement versus relief. You can recognize the second when you just want to travel somewhere. Doesn't matter where, somewhere. When I would do this, I would end up tired from visiting and just waste hours scrolling on my phone at a terrace or in a hotel room. I was in another city, maybe even another country. I was traveling. But even when you travel, you take your mind with you. You cannot escape yourself by changing places. I learned this the hard way. So I'm letting go of traveling for the sake of traveling, for simply going somewhere. Will this mean I take less trips? Maybe. But when I do take them, they will have meaning because they will be about the destination and not about avoiding to be at home. I will travel with a hope to find myself, not a hope to forget myself. By the way, if you didn't already subscribe to my newsletter, do it now. The link is in the description. You will get a free gift from me once you are subscribed. Overthinking when posting on social media. Lately I found myself overthinking everything I post on social media, as if everybody who sees my post is gonna judge me. On my Instagram page, I didn't post one picture during all 2022 because nothing seemed to be good enough. It wasn't always like this. The first years after creating my social media pages, I was posting whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, and not once was I doubting myself. I was well aware that those are my pages and serve the purpose of supporting my self-expression. I was having fun. I wanna go back to that. Proudly buying cheap. That's something I think many of us ladies have in common. The extreme satisfaction of buying cheap. The happiness of purchasing something for a lot less than its initial price, or that at least looks a lot more expensive than it costs. Who didn't go at least one time super excited to a friend and asked, "How much do you think I paid for this?" Only to brag about our talent for finding bargains. I would sometimes obsess over finding the most efficient price over quality ratio. The issue with this strategy is that it makes you believe that you saved money, but actually you overpaid. The savings are only psychological because getting a 30% discount after hours of searching products is not financially smart. Wouldn't it be better to use those hours to get some extra income, which will cover more than just that 30%? Yes, it would be, but then who can show off her cheap buying skills? Feeling that I don't deserve what I want only because others have it worse. That's a huge one. So many people have been raised under this belief. So many. It's the feeling that when you get something, someone else loses something, which is definitely not how economy works. This belief has a lot to do with our caretakers constantly reminding us things like, you have to finish everything that's in your plate because other people are lacking food. As if there were any correlations between the amount of food we eat and the number of hungry kids. Even though the original intention of those comparisons was good, the delivery couldn't be worse. There's a saying, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Those kind of comparisons I heard again and again in my childhood did nothing else but make me feel guilty for my blessings, and now as an adult I judge myself when I want more, like it were shameful. But I realized that regardless of how bad others have it, I'm not helping them by playing small and feeling guilty. I can only offer help from a position of empowerment, not of belittling, and I can only help others after I help myself, because nobody can offer something they themselves don't have. Neglecting my skin's needs. One of the low-effort habits that would highly impact my well-being is respecting a skincare routine. I've never been able to apply the freaking creams for more than 10 days in a row. And you know when I remember that I have to start reusing all the serums and moisturizers? When my face is literally falling. My skin starts to peel off because of extreme dehydration and many pimples savagely pop up. Like this. Deprioritizing my well-being to accommodate others. Smiling in social gatherings regardless of how I actually feel. Laughing at jokes that are not funny only so that the other person doesn't feel embarrassed. Giving up on what I would prefer to eat or talk about so that somebody else feels more comfortable. To be honest, I'm happily already getting a lot better at this. I started to not pretend I'm having fun when I'm actually not, nor to put a nice face when the other person is actually boring or even bothering. I guess there's a fine line between being respectful and being permissive, but at the end of the day, I prefer to risk being rude than deprioritize my well-being. I am choosing myself. Feeling guilty when relaxing. I don't know about the environment you grew up in, but I wasn't encouraged to relax. I remember that as a kid, I was scolded frequently when simply watching TV or just laying there. I was made fun of for being too dreamy and screamed at for doing nothing when others, meaning the adults, were working. My coping mechanism was to always pretend that I'm doing something. Being engaged in an activity was not only bringing me love, but also safety. Fast forward to the present moment, the guilt is still there. It's more quiet than it was 5 years ago, but still loud enough to be disturbing. I want to leave it in 22 and to fully embrace a relaxed, guilt-free mode, because I absolutely agree with what Nicholas Taleb was saying. You will be civilized on the day you can spend a long period doing nothing, learning nothing, and improving nothing without feeling the slightest amount of guilt. Offering limited quantities of love to others. I am almost ashamed to say this publicly, but I've observed myself to be held back when it's time to show love to people. This doesn't apply in the very close relationships that I have, but it does in the day-to-day moments. I am not as comfortable at offering a compliment as I would like to be. I do not send as many beautiful, lovely messages as I could. I don't genuinely smile whenever I can, and I want to change that. I want to be a higher source of love, of light. And I don't mean to exhaust myself just to make others feel better, but only to express more often and freely the love that I already feel towards others. To be less greedy with displaying what is already there. Forgetting the high impact I have. I think I've always seen empowerment as something extra, not as a necessity. Only a few days ago I realized that people who lack empowerment also lack responsibility. Not feeling that you matter lowers your self-esteem and therefore makes your life experience worse, but also distorts the views you have of a reality to the point you don't realize the amount of pain you can cause to somebody else. We are powerful. I am powerful. There is no such thing as a powerless person, but a person who uses badly his power because she's not aware of having it. Something that I say can make someone feel better as well as it can make someone feel worse. It is necessary to be always aware of the power that I have so that I can use my impact responsibly. This video got a tiny bit too long, so I decided to stop it here and make a part 2 for the last 12 habits. Number 13 and number 23 are my absolute favorites, so be sure not to miss them. I'm also going to show to you what I did with all these pieces of paper I've been gathering. Maybe you'll want to do the same ritual. Subscribe and click the bell to make sure you're announced the moment I upload part 2. Bye!